Okay, so I want to just show a little something we're probably going to see tonight, mainly from Georgia because they're actually, Kirby Smart's a Saban guy. And this is the pattern matching style of defense that Saban and Belichick came up with. And, they had it earlier in the Georgia game. Actually, they did a bracket on Harrison. How to show that for the, it's not, it looks so much like double coverage. And it really ended up being that, but it wasn't. It's a pattern match bracket, and it's something I should use for Tony Romo when we get these NFL playoffs going. But anyways, because he's still thinking everybody's running around double covering, I just wanted to show that, this is the Michigan game, and this is the interception by Duggan, though he hit the guy right on the chest, and he bounced off of him. But this was the little bit of change, the adjustments, Michigan made at halftime. And what you're going to see here, they're looking like this is just a man free, or even a sort of I could even do a bracket kind of thing over here, or this could be like a cover six where they're doing more of a quarters kind of thing where they each have a quarter over here, and this guy's would be a cover two safety. But watch what they do at the last second, of course. Again, thanks to Zach Smith, Menace to Sports. He'll give you all the details. Get over there for the details on all this. But anyways, say the one safety backs out in the too high, it looks like, right? Could even be quarters. You don't know for sure. Quarters with a press over here. But whatever, too high. And then there goes the linebacker, Colson. So is this going to be a Tampa 2? Not really. Tampa 2, if you want to get like specific about it, this guy should be racing back and playing the deep third. And these guys all have over here and over here. And these cornerbacks will be up in the short zone and really rough, like smacking their guys. I mean, different rules back then, but it was at the time when Dungy and Monty Kiffin were coming up with this, it was considered aggressive. It just became easy to beat because everything keeps evolving. So then they had to make adjustments. So now this is more like a Tampa look, but more about the Saban pattern matching stuff. So let me show you. So there he goes. He's going back. But what he's really doing, this guy is not going in the deep third. He's going in up in the front in the hole, what they call the hole. You could say there's holes everywhere. There's always holes in the zone. But in a lot of the stuff Saban and Belichick were coming up with, it was like almost perfection for them. And it was assignment-oriented football where each defensive back had like 2 assignments per player. And if the receiver does this, you do this. If the pattern distribution and the guy into your zone area does this, you grab this guy. That if you do this, you do this. That would be the perfect way, right? It's an if-then kind of equation. What happened, even when they did all that, and it was so much better than just a regular zone, it was really turning in, it was better than, it was in between a man and a zone, so it was perfect, right? But there were holes, and one big hole was always around right where I'm circling. So they start putting what you call a rat in the hole, okay? There was already people doing things like that, like you had 2 safeties and a robber would come up. I mean, Saban and his guys were doing that, but Pete Carroll was famous for it, whatever. And you either have cover 3 or cover 1 from that. So it looks like a cover 2, you roll it, they say, and like this safety would come up and play that whole area, and he would rob the routes coming out, and you rob it. The other right thing is this guy's being a rat, because he's like a sneaky rat. He's down here, and he's flinging back here, but he's manning the hole. He's not playing cover 3. Look, see? He's not really got a third, the deep third. Now, if someone runs down that middle, he probably has an assignment to grab him, and then it will look like, so it sort of looks like you can call it Tampa. It sort of is, but sort of not. He's supposed to, in fact, he gets a little deep, and look at this guy. He sneaks into the hole. Look, there's still a hole here. He probably should have been, his match assignment, he should have been on this guy quicker, but he's a linebacker. Oops, he slipped. See, he slipped right there. And here he comes, he slipped, and then Duggan did a great job nailing it. Hit him in the chest, pops up out of his arms, interception. But that's a rat in the hole. You hear Saban in his, if you get some of those videos of him teaching, that's what he says a lot. And it's trying to cover that last piece, kind of like to make if everybody executes correctly, it works. And if you have a lot of talent, it works to perfection. And that was always his goal. Execution-oriented culture is what he would say. Boom, off of the chest, into this guy, Sansa still is always around the ball. Satan still, however you say it. It's really good nickelback, always around the ball, and he's right there to pick it up. Colson was a little late. Great pass by, not a great, but it was a really good pass by Duggan. Hey, it was right in his chest. I mean, what do you want? So really bad drop there. Okay, now we move into their Ohio State game at the second half. At the end, I'm sorry, at the end of the first half. This is going to be called a robot, from the way I understand it. I don't know if I'm wrong a bit. I think that's what Saban would mean by this. I could be wrong. If I was wrong and Saban's here, he'll yell at me. This is what I call robot, because you're roboting a certain receiver if they do a certain kind of pattern distribution. And again, weakness. It's all about weakness. So Zach is the weak spots, is what I mean. So here you have two deep safeties, and Zach is calling this a cover two. Sure, it's a two shell, yeah, but it's a two match. And so these guys down here look like it looks like a regular cover two man to man, right? This guy will get the running back, okay? Everybody has their man, but watch this. All right, Zach's showing you the running back there. Okay, so this guy slot, he has that guy man on man, right? Where my arrow is, right? Whoops. Either he messed up his assignment and Saban's going to run out there and throw him against the wall, or he let that guy go because that's not his assignment. And this cornerback must be to back off, right? I don't know. It's a man match. I'm telling you, that's why, and he messed it up. If it was pure man to man, why would this guy, unless he didn't get the call right, just let that guy go if it's man to man? So he's matching, and he figures that's not his assignment because there's a guy in the flat over here. He's supposed to go over there. But I have a feeling he was supposed to man. Now look down here. This guy does man. See? He matches. See, he stays on his guy. I'm guessing this guy's supposed to stay on that guy, but whatever. So they're both doing outs, which Zach explains, man, in the old school day, that was it, man. You rip this apart. That's the Tampa 2 idea. This guy races back deep. But this looks like a Tampa 2 at the end, but it's not, because this guy isn't turning and running. This is not a Tampa 2. This is a two match. See, pressing on the corners, everybody's matched up. This guy matches him, and his assignment is to match him anywhere here. And then if he goes deep, you got to robot him. Okay. Now, in the end of the day, you're just saying, hey, you're grabbing this guy and you're running with him. Okay. And that's to, because of the weakness here. So what you want to have here to correct this weak spot in this coverage, of course, this isn't necessarily a coverage Saban would do. I think he used to a lot. He loves man free. He loves rolling down and having one high. I think Kirby likes to do this more. I don't, I have more study to do. You have Schumann, you have Muschamps over there. There's a lot going on. Okay, so I'm not sure. But all I know is, and by the way, sorry for the voice. I actually feel a lot better than I sound. So this guy's running up the gut. Power spread, power spread mentality right here. You're spreading it and ripping it up the middle. You can have a power spread pass. This is a power pass. I call it a power pass. Well, he got away from this guy. And I think that is that Munden? No, it's Johnson. Dumas Johnson. You would have kind of wanted Munden. I think he's a little quicker. I could be wrong. But I think Munden's on a blitz or something. But it is what it is. This guy's a talented dude too. But Xavier Johnson's talented, the running back. And he's, of course, a great use of personnel. That's a pro style. Using your personnel. That's Ryan Day. Ryan Day is a PS Pro. Okay? Monken for Georgia is more of a PS multiple. He's got a little air raid in it and a lot of stuff. Ryan Day has a little air raid too, but not as much. I mean, Monken's more multiple, even though it's hard to tell. And Day's a really good stuff. And this is great. Get a guy who's like part receiver, a hybrid. Xavier Johnson's a running back / receiver. Perfect. This linebacker's screwed, as you can see. But that's called roboting that receiver. That's your assignment. You're following him like a robot. Boom. So if this guy's coming up from there, it's a robber. If he's going into the hole here, that's a rat in the hole from up here. If he's roboting, he's following the receiver, whoever it is, on his assignment. That's how I know it, anyway. Okay. And then touchdown. I mean, that just to show you the talent of Xavier Johnson. And he's letting you know he's very talented right there. Watch. Well, just a lob by Stroud. I mean, almost wasn't an accurate pass that much, but he was making sure to get the ball to the guy. So it was exactly what he needed to do. Kind of made him spin, and then he spins again. I love it. We got a lot of talent too, not just Georgia. Okay, so those are the two things you'll see today, I think. That's a great way to get after these spread offenses. But if someone uses a real cool personnel package like Ryan Day, or some of the crazy stuff you'll see, Lincoln Riley's brother, Garrett Riley, the offensive coordinator for TCU, you're going to see some funky stuff. It's going to be kind of cool. Georgia, Monken will do some funky, subtle stuff, and then also mix up his personnel. And sometimes he looks like Sean McVay with the motion stuff, and other times he looks pure air raid if he really spreads it out. And it's just, you'll see tempo, huddle, no huddle. You'll see it all from Monken. Riley, you'll see a lot too. And there's a little pro in Riley stuff too. So pretty cool.